still hungover. I'm still hungover. I'm still hungover. I'm still hungover. Sometimes I wake up on the wrong side of the bed. Make my sandwich with the wrong side of the bread. Thought I made it by a landslide, but instead I'm still hungover. Sometimes I make the wrong phone call after dark. Sometimes I make the wrong turn, then I have to park. I know exactly how this ends, but I have to start. I still come over. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life. I'm just living my life, and I'm not living it right, but I don't give a damn.
When there's burning buildings in the background,
come on,
dumpster
man.
fire, fights everywhere, and people acting unruly, that is definitely a riot. I'm not sure why we're debating.
I know why. Them fires was for the sing, so they could get around them and sing Kumbaya. So they could stand around in a circle and sing, but they got broke up too quick before they could get around and sing. And then they set too many fires. Too many people wanted to set fires, and they were trying to get to each fire to sing Kumbaya.
It was a bonfire.
Big bonfire.
Yeah.
Big bonfire. Big bonfires over here.
They was looking for marshmallows, so it's breaking into the stores
To get the
marshmallows
supplies,
in the
right.
s'mores.
And they left the money there, but wasn't nobody there to put it in the actual register.
Oh. Wow.
So they had to get the money out the safe to get, you know what I'm saying, to compensate, to recoup the funds they had to use.
Oh, and then they took money from the store because they're going to come back and get some contractors to rebuild what they took
Everything.
down.
They went to go find the contractors and pay the contractors on the spot.
And they stole the Nikes and stuff so they can run and go get them.
Exactly, to run faster,
Wow.
jump higher. Yeah,
I never thought about it.
I never did either.
Huh. It all makes sense. Wow. I just never know. I never even put that together. Dang. It makes sense now.
I see why y'all out here doing this. Woo wee. Oh man.
Okay, but I did want to say, you said he was fake crying. That cry was a very ugly cry, I must admit. But you know, I've worked with kids, and I worked with a bunch of kids, and I must say that I have laughed at kids crying like that before. I've seen it, and it's been genuine.
And that's why I said I ain't never seen him cry.
Mm-hmm. So when I'm not used to seeing that, I've seen people cry like that before.
I ain't never seen nobody cry like that unless they was lying.
It does look disingenuous, but I've seen people really cry, and it's an ugly cry.
You forgot a word in front of that, disingenuous, and that word is very.
No, it looks.
No, it looked very.
Yeah.
Only person I ever seen
to
cry
you,
like
because I've seen it.
Right, and that's why it's coming from me. To me, and only me, it looks very disingenuous.
And you know what? And my point on it, even if it is disingenuous,
I
don't care.
I'm
gonna do everything I can to, make my case.
But still, I
especially
feel like
when I'm not guilty.
I feel like he didn't have to do none of that. Even if he was fake crying, I feel like Kyle shouldn't have had to go to court in the first place for that. I feel like that's something that shouldn't even went that deep. They should have been able to look at the tape and, avoid the opinion of the mainstream media and the people who don't really have any say-so in the case. If it was some of the victims' families pushing for him to go to court like that, like the way that the blacks were doing, then I could say, okay, maybe, we could talk about it. But you got a whole group of people, and it's crazy because wasn't nobody black that even got killed in this.
Yeah, nobody.
And it just shows you how low on the totem pole the blacks are in terms of thinking and group thinking. You know what I'm saying? That's why they've separated themselves from being black, and now they're the blacks.
And you know what?
You know what I'm saying? Don't be the black.
Shout out to the jurors for making the right decision, because a lot of the attorneys, the jurors, they was all receiving death threats and all type of things, judge included. So it was a lot of things going on which can influence a decision. And then, you see it on the news. People are even afraid to speak up and say this out loud, to even disagree with someone who says he should have been jailed. People aren't even willing to even have the talk honestly. I know a lot of people feel like if he was black, it would have worked differently. Well, we should.
Sandwich with the wrong side of the